So, if you are not successful by the age of 22, 23, realize this: who is the successful by the age of 22, 23? Well, they are YouTubers that you are watching. The reason why they are successful is the guys like you who are age of 22, 23 are watching the YouTubers at this age 22, 23. So that's why they are successful at the age of 22, 23. Why I'm saying 22, 23? Because that's the thing is most people just graduate from the college by this age which I mentioned, and they just think that, oh, holy shit, I have nothing. I just was a student yesterday. Now I am unemployed, loser with no skills, high income skills, no income skills in general. Nothing, like he has no information what to do in his life. Some of you could have your own like debt to pay, the university debt, as well as the other pressures like family pressure that you just graduated, son. Where is the job? Like, if still if you are like, have like a brown parents, nothing personal against them and brown skin as well. It has to do with the Asian parents in general that they just expect you to be graduated and be ready to face the real life world because graduation taught you so much valuable thing. They believe that, I don't say. They believe that they taught you so much things. They given you this piece of paper, and now you are ready to face the world. It's like, no, you are not. And that's the issue with this age is 20 to 23, that you just graduated and now you feel like loser. And that's when most of you start thinking that this guy, how is he he's more successful than me? What should I do? Well, the reason, as I told you, the reason he's successful is because you're watching him and giving him the watch time, the views, because likes and catch, like dislike, and that's not how YouTube gives you money. It's a different story, but that doesn't mean to not like this video because it's an algorithm thing. So the thing is, the issue with this generation, the main issue, it all comes down to number one thing: patience and discipline and direction. So first, let's talk about the patience. How many of you remember when you were with your dad and he was driving and you were just asking him, when will we get there? Well, let's say you are going to some to visit your relatives, and you just ask, when we get there, dad? And your dad is like, shut up. He could just is like in his brain, can you just shut up? We'll get there when you get there. And your dad is just saying, oh, just wait a second, just wait for half an hour, we'll get there soon. And then you say, what were you saying? Keep half an hour from like last 2 hours. And your dad is like, just wait. And your dad might just shut his mouth off because you don't have the patience. Your dad, the previous generation, had the patience. That's the reason why they are successful, majority of them. And success for the previous generation doesn't mean that being a millionaire. For them, the success was get a house, get a car, get a wife, have children. This was a success for them, and they actually got that. That's the reason why you're watching this video. You know the fourth that I said, get a children. Well, they succeeded in that, in getting this, and they knew that it's gonna take a long time. Like if you ask your dad anything, like any long-term thing, he's not going to tell you that it's going to be happening in a short. Like the issue is the YouTube shorts. Let's talk about those first. What happens when you watch the YouTube shorts, the Instagram shorts? They reduce your attention span. You know that. But they will do one more thing. They reduce one more thing, and that is your patience level. Or if you watch the movies in general, movies, video games, comics, any type of modern day entertainment, you can clearly see the difference between the 90s movies where things people were really calm, things were dialogues were a bit slower. If you remember Dragon Ball Z, for example, well, try to rewatch any of its episode, randomly any episode except for fillers. And what you'll actually see is even with the fillers, I guess, but is that when you watch that episode, you're like, it's really slow. You're sat there like, just complete the sentence and start fighting. This is how you'll be. But when you're a little kid and if you had watched Dragon Ball, you'll notice you really enjoyed it. You weren't saying that, oh, complete the sentence, complete the dialogue quickly, quick fight, fight. You're saying that you're just enjoying, you weren't saying anything. This is the biggest example of the reduced attention span and the patience level because they are related. So, my point to you is you need to get that attention span and focus back. Focus, attention span, they are all three things are related. Third being the your patience level, These three things are kind of related with each other. And the way you get them back is first, if you can go cold turkey, absolutely you should. But if you can't, reduce the time that you are watching and make it at the end of the day. If you are watching the shorts, it is the first thing in the morning. Make it as the last thing in the evening after the dinner. Just do that. It could be for 2 hours, same. You're watching in the morning 2 hours, just make it evening. 2 hours is same. What that will do is throughout the day, it will train your attention span and focus, and it will only is lower at the end of the day. In between the day, have no entertainment. I know it's tough, and it's an obvious advice that everyone is telling you. The main problem is you are not following it because you are already on YouTube and watching this video. This goes to tell you you are not following the advice, and that's the big problem is. And the modern day, they just want you to be consuming content 24/7 because the consumer is the one who pays the money in terms of his time or the actual money, and the producer is the one who makes it. Like I'm the one who's producer producing a video here, you're the consumer. The reason you're watching this video is you're getting knowledge this far. This is the reason why you're watching this far, right? Just don't make this an entertainment video. This is the main problem with educational videos. People watch it as entertainment video. I say that watch an entertainment video like stand-up comedy instead of watching an educational video, because if you just when you watch a stand-up comedy, you're not going to say what will I learn. You're thinking, okay, I'm just watching for entertainment, just to relax myself. The least you're honest with yourself. I would rather have you watching entertainment videos than educational videos. If you're treating educational videos as entertaining videos, but that's for patience. Now, second is discipline. The reason you need a patience is so that you could be able to work long term. Second thing is discipline. So you'll do the things that are needed to be done. You only need three things for for your success, and you could achieve the success in 30s and or 40s. Nobody can tell. It depends on your work rate. It depends on luck. Yes, luck is involved. Everything is involved. Order 10,000 different factors, genetics, this and that. But you only need three core fundamentals. Third thing being goal slash actionable steps slash mission. That what you need to do to get there. For example, your goal is to get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and for that you need you know what you need to do. You need to produce high quality content, good thumbnail, good editing, and good SEO. There are only four things for YouTube. Then you just think to yourself, how can we make better thumbnails? How can I do better edits? How can I make a better script? How can I make better recording? And you start putting the work in, and this is where you need the discipline, because at the first start of the YouTube is fun and you do it, but later when you upload like 20, 30, 100 videos, it becomes extremely boring and you don't want to do it. This is where discipline comes into play. When you remove the motivation, which is really easy to remove, all that remains is your discipline. And this is why you need the discipline. The way you get the discipline is, well, understand the discipline definition. The act of doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, is called as discipline. So, what you need to do is do this act. Next time when you're trying to slack off, just be a bit more disciplined and do the extra work. For example, in terms of gym, the discipline could be you've done the 15 sets of, let's say, bicep curls, one of my favorite exercise, and at the 15 reps, you're like, okay, I'm going to put the weight back in. But no, wait, you can actually do 10 more reps and you'll reach the failure, which should be 25. So the starting of the discipline, if you're not disciplined at all, you might just start with doing 16, then you build your way up. The way I do is when I reach the end point, like the yield point, this is what I call in engineering the ultimate point, which your brain thinks this is the end point. This is as max as you can do. And I do 5 more reps after that, and don't put the weight back in. This is important. What I do is just hold the weight. For deadlift, I could be just holding the bar. It gets a lot more harder. For bicep, I could be holding the dumbbell. For lat pull down, I could be holding the lat, whatever the thing is called, like rod. And I just take a few breath and continue till the 5 more reps. And most of the time I fail to do, and sometimes I do it 5 repetitions. But this is the act of discipline. Because this pain, I don't want to feel this pain. Like honestly, when I do these exercises, especially with the calf muscles, like calves, I literally cry in my brain. Like I feel like crying. Literally, this pain is too much for me to handle. I literally feel like crying, but I continue it anyway. That's the discipline. and this discipline of gym enters into other areas of life. And you can say the other areas of discipline, other areas of life enters into the gym as well, because they are all related. The physical power and the mental power is all related, because your brain is actually a muscle, the fattiest organ in your entire body. Brain is a muscle as well, just like the muscle you have on your bicep. Obviously bicep is a muscle, but you get the idea. So you need to start putting the work in first of all to begin with, and then be more disciplined. Every single time you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this work, do it anyway. If you feel like you are feel too tired, don't grab your phone. Instead, just take a bit of a rest. Lie down on your bed, take a breath, because this is important. Just a technical double breath. Where if you just took a double breath like this and just release it from your mouth like this, like taking double breath and releasing it, it reduces stress a lot. And your stress reduce, you just get your brain back, the brain power back. And this is when you start putting the work in again, because now you have the brain control, so you can control your brain. Then you are like the discipline. So this is the whole full guide for the discipline. This is how you actually increase your discipline. No need to have this special morning routine. Wake up relatively at the good time. Wake up not too late, not too early. Go to bed at right time. This the whole routine thing, like the morning routine and this. I don't think they are that necessary. Or they are, most of them are superficial. It all comes down. Discipline all comes down to simple thing. Just do the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it. And if you feel like I can't do it, I need a bit of rest. That's fine. Take actual rest, but don't scroll on your phone and then continue the work. The amount of time you can be able to work will always going to increase. So this is the only full guide on discipline you need. And third is having the goal. You should make an action step and stick it on your walls and have your goal as a title. For example, success, becoming successful YouTuber. These are the steps. Why you want to do it? The reward. The reward could be, oh, because I want to make money, or because I want to use this money to buy X, buy this, buy that. You want the status. You want the people to know who you are. Like, write why you want to achieve it. This will act as a motivation. Every time you don't feel like it, just read it and know that why are we doing this. In armies and militaries in old time, even in current times, what they tell troops is when times are hard and they have to face like really strong enemies, they just say, reminds the troops that why are we doing this in the first place. They just tell them to protect your fatherland, to protect your motherland, to protect your land, to protect your family, to protect your friends, to protect your loved ones. If you see in the most of the in the military movies, like in the flashbacks, the flashback they had was their families, and they, when they face the enemies, they actually flashback is kind of like a reminder for them that why are we fighting in the first place. So this is what you need to do the same thing. This is why you need only. This is the only three things you need, and you need to do three things for 3 years to see a big change. Because when you do three things, like for example, gym for 3 years, you see a huge improvement in your physique. Even if you are like the worst genetics, like who has the best genetics to begin with? You know what? Just Google this one. I think it was Arnold who has only 4 packs, or Arnold or some bodybuilder who are like who has a massive chest but only 4 pack abs. Now, if you know anything about the 4 packs, if you have the 4 pack abs, like your 4 packs, and you can't feel the fifth and sixth, that means you can never build 6 pack abs if you can't feel this. There's a genetic test. If you know anything about that, you can never build a 6 pack. If you're there's a potential, and it depends on the abs genetics. Arnold had the 4 pack potential. That's Arnold for you, and not even he has the best. Then like he doesn't even have the best. And if it's not he who has the best, who we think has the best genetics, then who does? It's the same with the money. Like the guy you think of is a millionaire. Who knows if he is really a millionaire or not, or just a scammer? And let's say he is just 10 guys who are like 10 times richer than him, and there are 10 guys, 100 guys who are like 100 times richer than him. Compared to the global scale, the guy you think that is rich, compared to on international scale, he's poor. Comparing to a global scale, he's homeless. Like nobody is going to tell you this, and so I did. So I hope you like this video. If you did, like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's it. And if you have any questions, you can put down in the comment. I'll try to answer all your questions.